right, rookie camp underway at the Colts facility, and so we got to watch Tyler Warren a little bit today, the 14th overall pick in the just concluded NFL draft. He finally gets to play a little bit of football. It's not about the other foo-for-ah with this stuff. It's about getting out on the field, catching passes, getting his hands on people, and working a little bit. And so it was fun to watch Tyler Warren do that, and I think it was fun for Tyler Warren to finally do that rather than be all about the other stuff, the business stuff, the interview stuff. He likes football. You get that when you listen to him. Here's Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I'm just, excited to be here and finally get back in the flow of football and being able to, obviously be out on the field and do actual football after this long process where it's a lot of stuff, other than actually playing football. So that was good to be out here with everybody and get back in the flow.
Did you pick 84 or did they assign it to you?
Yeah, that was on a list and I picked it one as one of the numbers that I could have picked.
What stuck out to you about it?
I just think it's it's a good number and I liked it. It wasn't honestly too deep of a decision really. It was just that's one I liked on the options.
Are there some moments that kind of make this real for you? Like, I don't know, getting the helmet on, the jersey on for the Colts first time, those kind of things?
Yeah, I think, like I said, being out here and actually, playing football with the horseshoe, on the helmet now is really cool. So that was, just fun being out here and it is starting to feel like, you're back in it and back playing football again.
This is your job now.
Yep.
So it's really different from what you've done before. Does it feel like that, or is it just you try not to get too deep in that?
Well, they say you're never working if you're doing what you love, right? So that's what I've been doing my whole life. So it's really just continuing that and doing what I love and what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. So it's a lot of fun.
How's it been integrating with some of the vets so far?
Honestly, I haven't been around the vets too much yet. It's really just been, us at this camp right now. I think they'll be in later in the week or something. But yeah, I'm excited. I've had some guys text me and stuff when I got drafted, so to see them in person and start to mesh with the team will be fun.
Have you talked with Riley a lot about the Orange Bowl?
A little bit. It hadn't been long talks, but it came up here and there.
What's it like just being out there with him?
Yeah, it's really, it's fun, and he was a great player, so playing him in college and now being teammates is really cool, and just to kind of share, teams with guys that had great success all through college and now being on the same team is really cool.
I know it's early days, but what's the biggest adjustment so far for you?
It's really just, new schedule, new learning where everything is around here, kind of how it works and what the process looks like, but that's, part of it, so nothing too crazy.
What's the perspective like? I mean, as a kid, dream about this, right? And now you're between the lines, you're in the locker room. I mean, is there any kind of perspective on that, looking back?
Yeah, I think you think there's a lot of people that help you, get to this point, and the game of football is won by more than just one person. So I think that's kind of comes in full circle because there's a lot of people that get here, help you to get here, and then there's a lot of people you need on the field, help you be successful as a team. So that's kind of just what I think about, and I'm fortunate and feel grateful for it to be in this position.
Tyler, you talked about how much you look forward to getting out here on the field. Obviously, these 2 days, there's only so much time you really get on the field. What are the other things that you kind of emphasize in order to maximize these huge days that you have first getting back in the field? Yeah,
I think, the field stuff and then just being in the facility and kind of learning where everything is, what the routine looks like from meeting room to meeting room, stuff like that. Just getting in the flow so when it is time to really be in training camp, stuff like that, I'm kind of familiar with everything.
Tyler, did you try to talk to Zaire Franklin and all about possibly getting that 44?
No, not really. I knew that was kind of, his number, and he's the captain, and I don't really have any spot to try and ask for his number, so I didn't really, ask too hard and just stuck with 84.
Is it just gratifying to just play football again? I mean, you go through a bunch of interviews about football, we talk to you about football, but then you finally play again? Is that just satisfying?
Yeah, it's definitely very satisfying and exciting to be kind of past all the, like you said, everything but football. So now it is, just football from here and playing the game.
Was it everything you expected was going to be on day one? Was there anything maybe that shocked you being here today?
I wouldn't say anything that was shocking, but no, it really was just kind of learning how it is and seeing the flow of practice and scheduling and stuff like that.
Tyler, what's it been like learning from Shane, and what's been his best piece of advice to you?
Really, I think kind of what he preached and really just kind of more about the team aspect, and right now it's about the culture and what that looks like. So, hadn't even gotten too much into the X's and O's and stuff like that, but just kind of the tone he's been setting from a culture standpoint.
You got the ball in your hands a few times today. What are those moments like for you, man? You get the ball in your hands in the open field and able to do something.
Yeah, I mean that's that's why part of my job as a tight end when I get the ball, you're expected to make a guy miss and break a tackle. So that's the expectation when you get the ball and kind of standard.
I'm sure this is kind of like drinking from a fire hose a little bit, all the stuff they're throwing at you guys right now. How do you just kind of stay grounded and try not to get too overwhelmed with all of it?
I think it's just, being in the moment and not letting it get overwhelming, just focusing on what you're doing in that moment. And then when you're on to the next thing, you're on to the next thing, and not holding on to, one thing, and just going with the flow and learning.
That's Tyler Warren, and I'm telling you, you know what? There are going to be times during the season and during subsequent seasons when you don't hear a lot from Tyler Warren, because I don't think he likes talking so much. I think he likes playing, and that's just fine, because we don't need him to talk if he plays at a really high level. Tyler Warren, first-round draft pick, and he looked like it today out against 7 other draftees, undrafted free agents, and tryout guys. Tyler Warren looked like the real deal.